Going on to all my Geminis out there. So let's get into it. Let us get into it. Okay. All right. So for you Geminis, you have the Queen of Cups, Chariot, Ace of Swords, Four of Wands, the Five of Cups, Three of Wands. That's my cat there. Four of Cups, Two of Cups. Wow. The Moon. Okay. And the Ten of Wands. Okay. So the Queen of Cups and the Chariot, the Ace of Swords, right? The Queen of Cups and the Chariot is about how it is that you cared, right? You care a lot more than what it is that you usually let on. You cared a lot more about a particular relationship. You just care in general, That whole stuff about the Geminis not caring, that's not really true. But the thing is that you cared about this person a lot. Um, it's not like the Empress where you cared about this person very much so. It's the Queen of Cups, which means that you do care, but you're staying patient, right? Even though you and this person may not necessarily be together, or you're not getting what you want right now, you're staying patient. The Chariot represents, again, staying very much so patient. The Chariot is a card based upon patience. The Chariot is a card based upon learning how to stay still, relax, pay attention to what's going on, remaining patient, right? Not tolerant, because you wouldn't want this type of stuff to happen to you, but being uh patient, relaxing, paying attention to your surroundings, spiritually as well as physically. You know what I mean? Being very in tune with what's going on, right? And with your life as well, as well as the circumstances around you. The Ace of Swords, this is you wanting to make an about face, right? A complete 180. But you're not supposed to do that just now. You're not supposed to do that just yet. The Ace of Swords, you may try to make a complete 180 and things may end up going wrong for you. The Ace of Wands, the Four of Cups, you need to also understand that the type of relationship that you're hoping to build, these people realize that they could have potentially had it with you, and the Five of Cups, they know that they messed it up. The Four of Wands, though, is that what's important is you Geminis know what it is that you want. You Geminis know that what you want is a real relationship, something strong, foundational, can last a long time, of course. And a lot of Geminis really want that. You know what I mean? It's just that, Gemini usually likes to run away from their heart and, oh, I don't know. No, you do know. That's precisely the point. You do know. You just don't want to do it because you're scared, because you might actually be in love, because sometimes, because you got to understand, right? Like Gemini is the exact opposite of Sagittarius. So sometimes Sagittarius and Gemini can have this fear that they're going to be locked down and a relationship is going to be a cage. So and it's like that's not even necessarily true per se. I mean it can be, but that's not necessarily true given who and who you are and who the other person is and the type of dynamic that the two of you have. That may not even necessarily be the case. But then the thing is that the Three of Wands represents right now you're actually going through a very powerful time, Gemini, because what you're going through, you're actually in the tunnels of Set. Um, I talk about this sometimes where I talk about the Kabbalah, the clip off, the tunnels of Set, the realm of Amalek, the four trees. Um, you know what I mean? The four trees and stuff like this. Like, yeah, like this is one of those situations where, you know what I mean? You're right now you're in the tunnels of Set. And that's kind of more intense than the clip off. Um, Now, what does this matter? This matters because with these Kabbalistic, Clipothic, tunnels of Set, or realm of Amalek experiences, we all go through this. Well, most of us won't get to the tunnels of Set in the realm of Amalek. Really, it's more so the Kabbalah and the Clipoth. But point is, we all go through both the Kabbalistic sense and the tunnels of the Clipoth experiences in our life. You are in a very intense time, very much so. That's one of the reasons why you got the Chariot. You are in a very intense time. As of right now, you are learning how to become a leader, and it's not necessarily a leader of other people per se, but it's more so a leader of yourself. Um, and it can be a little bit daunting. It could be scary. It could be nerve wracking. It can be a nervous time for you. It could be a neurotic time for you. But you Geminis know that, when it comes to dating, self love, self discovery, self value, you're gonna have to learn to actually go through some rough times. And and the experiences that you're having are intentional. You're supposed to go through this because that's just kind of what happens with Mercury people, right? Gemini, Virgo, it deals with value, right? It deals with value. So um Gemini and Virgo deals with inner value, right? So this is a time right now for you where a lot of you Geminis are going through a whole excuse me, transformation process where you're becoming a new person because you have to learn value. You have to understand the the power of value. So the situation is the Four of Cups is about how when you get to know people, right? When you get to know people, right? When you're trying to get to know people, Two of Cups, if it doesn't work out, it's not, or despite how far you got with the person, it's not something that automatically hurts you, right? Where it's like, oh, why do I feel this type of stuff? Because see the air, see this is what I'm trying to say. The air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they feel what it is that they feel, but they try to numb it out, and that's where we get some problems. That's where we get some problems. I'm not even gonna lie, that's where we get some problems. Because when you try to numb out your emotions, they become stronger and they actually build up. And things like emotions and your libido, you have to manifest it. You have to. Either in some sort of creative way. You have to. Otherwise it'll actually make you sick. And if anybody doesn't believe me, challenge me in the comment section. Just be like, oh well, do you have any kind of other information? I'll go ahead and pull up the evidence that proves it. If you don't express intimacy in some form of creative way, if you don't express your emotions in some form of creative way, it actually really will cause problems for you though. Doesn't matter how much of a control or a lid you think you have on it. And this is setting this Three of Wands here, the Chariot, this is all setting up something greater for you Geminis. It's setting the foundation for you Geminis having to actually change who you are from a fundamental level. It's not enough to just say that you have mastered your emotions. First and foremost, a person who goes around saying that they've mastered this and they've mastered that, they've actually not. Because there is no mastering anything because there's always more to learn. So you could say that you you know, you know what I mean, that you've learned this thing to up to a certain point, but you should never really stop learning. But you are setting yourself up for success long term. If I have to say if you can go through these trial and error process, the trial and error process. because right now you're going through a process where you have to go through it. You have to go through a process where things do not necessarily feel very good. It's a process where you're in the tunnels of set. So you have to learn to make a way for yourself. You have to create, and this is what I mean. Even when it comes to dating, right? The concept of dating, people are doing it based off of, when you really look at it on a world global level, from what a few people said they should, when in actuality people have their own dating style, you know. People have But in actuality, people have their own dating style. So the thing is that the moon and the ten of wands now represents this being a situation uh for you where the moon and the ten of wands, right? The moon and the ten of wands represents how, so this is you Geminis needing to kind of be alone as much it is that you need to, be alone as much as you want, and just understand that what you've got going on here is you've got something going on better, greater. You're becoming somebody new. You're becoming something new. The Ten of Wands is, you need to also step away from the person that you once was, because the person that you once were and the person that you are becoming is better. You know, the person that you are becoming is better. The person that you were thinking about, you know, relationships, worrying about it, having problems, having nightmares. Your mind is not being put to rest. You're overthinking it. You're trying to smudge or smother your own emotions, trying to smother your own feelings, your own emotions, your own needs, your own wants. That's not going to work. That'll actually make more problems than it will solutions, really. Way more problems. So let's clarify the moon. Let's clarify the moon. So you have, to clarify the moon, you have the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and last but not least, you have the Judgment. So this is a situation for you where the next thing that you have to ultimately understand about this is the Page of Pentacles. Right about now, I don't suggest you hang out with anybody. You should right now be thinking about getting in touch with your own feelings, your own emotions, studying yourself. Okay, that way you don't have to deal with other people trying to manipulate you, put something, kind of program you or any of that type of stuff, kind of offer you a thought. You can honestly be by yourself, right? And then you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is, once you've essentially isolated yourself to a certain extent, of course, now you can start to be able to figure out certain problems that you have that you should fix. Five of Pentacles, the Judgment, and then after that, you should also figure out the type of problems within yourself that you should be fixing, and actually fix those issues, fix those problems internally as well as externally, right? And just in case if you have anyone around you who like to, act like they don't have any type of common sense. You may be even dating people right now who act like that. Get rid of them. Stop hanging out with them. Let's clarify the Ten of Wands. The Lovers, Nine of Wands, Three of Cups, the Emperor. So the Lovers, Nine of Wands, right? The Lovers and Nine of Wands represents, again, learning how to walk away from relationships that just don't work. And like I said, you're also laying the foundation, the groundwork for becoming someone new. Physically, obviously, you may look the same, but you are reinventing yourself, whether or not you realize it. The Nine of Wands, not having any more time for people who play games, and then when you're like, listen, I ain't got time for this, they get upset. You won't care. When your transformation is complete, if you do it correctly, you won't care, and you shouldn't care. The Three of Cups and the Emperor is about how you need to understand too that what you've got going on here is, um you don't have to stress relationships so much the way that you used to from the past, because now you have a better understanding of yourself and what's going on around you. So um, you can actually take responsibility, much more control over your own life. You're controlling your own destiny here, right? You're doing good. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. So right now, shouldn't necessarily be in a relationship. Now is the time for you Geminis to actually start regrouping and finding out more about who you are. Reinvention. Okay. Trying to get this YouTube channel to 3,500 subscribers by the end of January. As of right now, we have 3,393 subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. Peace.